Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Floral Pavilion Theatre. This evening's performance of the most extravagant virtual quiz ever is due to commence in approximately 10 minutes. Please make sure you have your pens and paper ready, as well as any drinks and snacks you wish to bring with you. In this evening's performance, bad jokes, puns, and terrible anecdotes are used throughout, and we strongly advise you to continuously drink alcohol or lower your standards and expectations to get through tonight's performance. Please be advised the use of recording equipment such as screenshotting or recording is strictly prohibited. No one wants to see this host's face plastered all over your Instagram story as you pretend you're clever by doing a quiz. Please note there will be an interval during this performance. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Floral Pavilion Theatre. This evening's performance of the most extravagant virtual quiz ever is due to commence in approximately 10 minutes. Please make sure you have your pens and paper ready, as well as any drinks and snacks you wish to bring with you. In this evening's performance, bad jokes, puns, and terrible anecdotes are used throughout, and we strongly advise you to continuously drink alcohol or lower your standards and expectations to get through tonight's performance. Please be advised the use of recording equipment such as screenshotting or recording is strictly prohibited. No one wants to see this host's face plastered all over your Instagram story as you pretend you're clever by doing a quiz. Please note there will be an interval during this performance. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your seats. This evening's performance is due to commence in approximately 5 minutes. Kindly take your seats. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your seats. This evening's performance is due to commence in approximately 3 minutes. Kindly take your seats. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly take your seats. This is your immediate and final call. Please take your seats. Thank you. Hello. Start that again. Hello, everyone. I hope we are all doing well. I hope this works, first of all, because we've had a bit of an upgrade on a few things. So hopefully everything's now working fine. And we shouldn't have any problems this week. I've probably jinxed it, I know. But fingers crossed, hopefully everything's all right. Yeah, everything seems to be working fine. Great. But yeah, how are we all doing? Thank you all for coming on again. Roger, you're right. 2 weeks does go very quickly. Yeah, hello everyone. Just making sure everything's all right on this. That doesn't seem to be working, but that's not a problem. Really? No, everything seems fine. Right, let's get on with the quiz. Like I say, hopefully everything should be fine. We'll see how this works. What am I doing? I'm doing that. I'm doing that. I think that's worked. Okay, I hope everyone can see the general knowledge section. I'll just wait for YouTube to catch up because there is a little bit of a delay on it before I carry on, just to make sure everything's alright. Yep, working fine. Great. So, let's get started. Your first round is your general knowledge round, just like normal. So, we will start off with question 1. Question 1. How many teeth does an adult human have? That's how many teeth does an adult human have? Question number 1. If everyone wonders why I keep looking down here, it's because I've got the comments and everything working down here. So that's why. So I'm just keeping an eye on, make sure everything's actually working as it should. So question number 1, how many teeth does an adult human have? Question number 2. What is the largest bird of prey in the world? Number 2 is, what is the largest bird of prey in the world? That was your question number 2. Your question number 3. Who is 5th in line to the British throne? So which member of the royal family is 5th in line to the British throne? And that is as of now. If anybody wanted to know, as of now, who is 5th in line to the British throne? Question number 4. What is the biggest state in America? What is the biggest state in America? Number 5. What animal alive today is even bigger than a dinosaur? And that's the biggest dinosaur. It's not which one's bigger than a raptor. Which animal alive today is even bigger than the biggest dinosaur? Question number 6. What word... Oh, no, that's not right. Oh, that's from last week's. We'll only do... why has it not updated it? Give me a second. What should it be? Where has it gone? It's right on the answer page. It's just not on here, it's not. So question 6 is, who scored the first Premier League hat-trick? So ignore what it says on the screen. Question 6 is, who scored the first Premier League hat-trick? In the answers, this is correct. So, yeah. Number 6, who scored the first Premier League hat-trick? Question number 7. How many legs does a lobster have? That's how many legs does a lobster have? How many legs does a lobster have? Question number 8. Which English city was once known as... I thought I was going to stop these. Juro-Leponte? 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 I suppose it depends on where you're from. Which English city was once known as Juro-Leponte? Question number 9. How many Michelin stars does the restaurant Gordon Ramsay in London currently hold? So the restaurant Gordon Ramsay, which is in London, how many Michelin stars does it currently hold? And number 10. Who was the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated? Who was the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated? That's it for that round. If anybody wants any repeating at all, please let me know. Give you a couple of seconds and we'll go through the answers. It seems okay. Must just be my phone that's playing up that's having the issues with it. I hope it's just my phone. Has it gone really blurry for anybody else, or is it just me? Fingers crossed it is just me. I'm just checking. Yeah, everything seems fine on there. It might have just been me. Yeah, good. Just my computer playing up. Wonderful. Oh well, we'll keep it on here. Should be fine. Right, we will go through the answers then. So, question number 1 was how many teeth does an adult human have? The answer... Oh, we're going to go through all the questions first. There we go. The answer is 32. The average human has 32 teeth. I wonder how many of you were counting on that one. Number 2, what is the largest bird of prey in the world? That is the Andean condor. Andean condor. Although if you have just got condor, I will accept that. I will take that one. That's fine. Number 3, who is 5th in line to the British throne? It's Prince Louis. Or Louis, however you want to say him. Louis, Prince Louis. He is the one who's 5th in line to the British throne. Number 4, what is the biggest state in America? It is Alaska. Number 4 is Alaska. What animal alive today is even bigger than the biggest dinosaur was? It's the blue whale. Second time I think that's been an answer in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, it's the blue whale. It's the animal that's alive today that's even bigger than the biggest dinosaur. Just goes to show just how big they were when you think of that. Question number 6. Told you it was right. Who scored the first Premier League hat-trick? Ooh, ah. Eric Cantona. Cantona, if it wants to load, there we go. Eric Cantona. Eric Cantona scored the first Premier League hat-trick. How many legs does a lobster have? Well, a lobster has 8. A lobster has 8 legs. Which English city was once known as Jura-la-Ponte? Cambridge. Cambridge was once known as Jura-la-Ponte. The number of Michelin stars that the restaurant Gordon Ramsay has in London is 3. Gordon Ramsay has 3 Michelin stars for that restaurant. And the only British Prime Minister to be assassinated was Spencer Perceval in May 1812. Spencer Perceval in May 1812. Let me know how you got on with all your answers. Add them all up for that round. Let's see how everyone did. Roger, a poor 4. It's not too bad. I will say that round was quite hard. Yeah, tough round, only 5. That was a tough round, I will say. Hopefully, if we get there in time, the previous quiz's question that has 30 points, which will make all the difference, should hopefully get you guys back up. I'll talk you through it when we get there. Emma, 8. My mum got 8 as well, so she was kind of fighting with you on Facebook, so Emma, so I think it's going to be interesting, your 2 scores. Jackie, 7, great score. Dave, 6. Jan, 6, good score. All the scores come in, potentially. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people who don't share their score. That's absolutely fine. Like we always say, it's just a bit of fun, this. Every other Friday, just nice to talk to each other in some form of sense, I suppose. Doesn't beat seeing anybody, but at the minute, it's as close as we can get. Has anybody been doing anything now that you actually can? Has anyone gone for a meal? I think Phil said he's going for a meal this week. Has anybody actually done anything? Or is it all just stay inside? Angela, I drew with Roger. Right, we will move on then to the second round. Well, you've been able to meet our Welsh family. Yeah, one thing that annoys me actually with all this lockdown is how everybody's different. Like Wales, Scotland, England, they're all treating this very differently. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the government's done a good job with it anyway. But it still baffles me that Wales and Scotland can do things differently, but who am I to judge? We want the Delamere in the motorhome today. Very nice, Jackie. Very nice, Andrew. Do need to start going out now. Decided. Right, we'll move on to the second round. Don't know why it says art and literature. It's film and TV, your second round. Your second round is film and TV. Question number 1 in the film and TV round is, what are the names of Harry Potter's parents? And no, I won't accept Mr. and Mrs. Potter before anybody asks. I need their first names. What is the name of Harry Potter's parents? Question number 2. In the film The Lion King, what kind of animal is Timon? In the film The Lion King, what kind of animal is Timon? Number 3. The films The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno are all based on books by which author? The films The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno are all based on books by which author? And apparently the Da Vinci Code is being made into a stage play. I'm very curious to see how they're going to do it. It's touring the UK next year. So if you like that kind of thing, go check it out. I know I'm going to. Question number 4. With which Life of Brian song did the Monty Python cast reach number 3 in the UK charts with in 1991? And once you've put the song title down, you will start whistling it. I can guarantee it. With which Life of Brian song did the Monty Python cast reach number 3 in the UK charts with in 1991? Question number 5. The first episode of Downton Abbey begins on the same day as which real historical event? The first episode of Downton Abbey begins on the same day as which real historic event? Question number 6. In Mrs. Brown's Boys, what is outrageous Irish pensioner Mrs. Brown's first name? In Mrs. Brown's Boys, what is outrageous Irish pensioner Mrs. Brown's first name? God, you can't say that 3 times. Outrageous Irish pensioner, outrageous Irish pensioner, outrageous Irish pensioner. Got there. I need to do vocal warm-ups before I start doing these now, I think. Tongue twisters. Question number 7. Which actress co-wrote and starred alongside her then-husband John Cleese in Fawlty Towers? Which actress co-wrote and starred alongside her then-husband John Cleese in Fawlty Towers? Number 8. Name the actress who became the first woman to play Doctor Who, starting with the Christmas special from 2017. Probably all seen her on the TV on adverts. Name the actress who became the first woman to play Doctor Who, starting with the Christmas special from 2017. Number 9. The 6 main stars of the TV show Friends appeared in all 236 episodes. Who is the next most regular character to appear in the show? That was quite a difficult one. I like to leave my difficult ones to the end. The 6 main stars of Friends appeared in all 236 episodes. Who is the next most regular character to appear in the show? I'll take just the character's name. Don't need you to expect you to know the actor's or actress's name. Just their character's name. And your last one. Who was the first British politician to have a televised state funeral? Who was the first British politician to have a televised state funeral? Again, if anybody wants any repeating, please let me know. Although, because they're normally on the screens, I haven't had anybody asking for a repeat recently. I'll give you a few more seconds to go through your questions, see if you can think of any more answers for some you may have missed. Right, let's move on. Everyone seems okay. So, your answers. Number 1, what are the names of Harry Potter's parents? They are Lily and James. Lily and James. Number 2, in the film The Lion King, what kind of animal is Timon? He is a meerkat. Timon the meerkat. Number 3, the films The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno were all based on books by which author? It is Dan Brown. Dan Brown wrote The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno. Number 4, with which Life of Brian song did Monty Python cast reach number 3 in the UK charts with in 1991? Always look on the bright side of life. Doo-doo. Number 5, the first episode of Downton Abbey begins on the same day as which real historic event? It is the sinking of the Titanic. The sinking of the Titanic, Downton Abbey starts on. Number 6. In Mrs. Brown's Boys, what is outrageous Irish pensioner Mrs. Brown's first name? Agnes. Agnes Brown. Which actress co-wrote and starred alongside her then husband John Cleese in Fawlty Towers? Connie Booth. Connie Booth starred in Fawlty Towers with John Cleese. The actress who became the first woman to play Doctor Who was Jodie Whittaker. Jodie Whittaker was the first Doctor Who. It was a woman. The 6 main stars of Friends appeared in all 236 episodes. Who is the next most regular character to appear in the show? It is Gunther. So some of you probably never Gunther. It's the one who works in Central Park Cafe, who's in love with Rachel. Gunther. And the first British politician to have a televised state funeral, I think this one was fairly obvious, Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill was the first British politician to have a televised state funeral. Add up your scores again. Let's see how you did. Roger, slightly better with 6. Oh, Mum got 7. People seem to have done better. Oh, Emma's taken the lead with 8 over my mum. Oh. Dave, 5. It's a good score. Again, I do think that was a bit of a hard round. Yeah. 8 with 2 assists, Jan. Now, what's the assist? You weren't looking on your phone, were you? So I will say, we're going to try and not have a break in between, and we're just going to power on through. I hope that's okay with everybody, just in case it cuts off, because I really want to get to the end of one of these at some point, and it always seems to be at the same time, so fingers crossed. Nope. Well, Mum and Steve, yeah, Steve, you probably got the Mrs. Brown Boys one, I'm guessing. Correction, sorry, Mum and Steve. Okay, we'll move on to round number 3. That is This Week in the News. 5 questions as normal. Multiple choice. Here we go. Producers of the sequel to animated comedy film Chicken Run were accused of ageism after one of the original cast said they would not be invited back because their voice sounded too old. But who was it? Was it A, Mel Gibson, B, Julia Sawalha, or C, Jane Horrocks? So A, Mel Gibson, B, Julia Sawalha, or C, Jane Horrocks? Just realised people can't see. A. Let me see if I can change that. Just give me a second. I'll see if I can change that. What would I need to do? It would be that. That. Move. Then that. And then we go editing on the fly here. I need to go back to that and then transition. Hopefully that's worked. I'll just double check that now. Please. It has. Oh, I'm getting too good at this. Right. Yeah, number one was producer Chicken Run accused of ageism. Who accused him of saying that their voice sounded too old? Was it A. Mel Gibson, B. Julia Sawalha, or C. Jane Horrocks? Question number two. Archaeologists found the remains of a 2,000-year-old man during preparatory work for the construction of the HS2 high-speed rail line in England. But why do they think he could be a murder victim? Is it A, because his hands were bound, B, he had sustained damage to his skull, or C, he was buried near a circular monument? So archaeologists found the remains of a 2,000-year-old man during preparatory work for the construction of the HS2 high-speed rail line in England. Why do they think he could be a murder victim? Was it A, his hands were bound, B, he had sustained damage to the skull, or C, he was buried near a circular monument? A few more seconds on that. Number three. Whiskey brand Johnny Walker said it would trial the use of environmentally friendly packaging next year, but from which recyclable material did they say it would make bottles from? Was it A, sugarcane, B, seaweed, or C, paper? Whiskey brand Johnny Walker said it would trial the use of environmentally friendly packaging next year, but from which recyclable material did it say it would make the bottles from? A, sugarcane, B, seaweed, or C, paper? No, Emma, no joint winners. I'll answer for her. Emma and my mum just having a nice little conversation on Facebook. Great. Question number 4. Scientists in the UK said they had developed a template for a coronavirus treatment using antibodies from the blood of which animal? Scientists in the UK said they had developed a template for coronavirus treatment using antibodies from the blood of which animal? Was it A, llamas, B, bats, or C, pangolins? Yeah, that's how you say that. Scientists in the UK said they had developed a template for a coronavirus treatment using antibodies from the blood of which animals? Was it A, llamas, B, bats, or C, pangolins? Question number 5. Analysis of birth rates led to projections almost every country's population would shrink by 12,100. 2100. The year 2100. Some 23 nations are expected to see their populations halve in that time, but which is not among them? Is it A, Japan, B, Italy, or C, China? Analysis of birth rates led to projections almost every country's population would shrink by 2100. Some 23 nations are expected to see their populations halve in that time, but which of these is not among them? Is it A, Japan, B, Italy, or C, China? That's it for that round. I'll give you a few minutes and then we'll go through the answers again. If anybody wants any repeating, see any more, let me know. I will say as well, hopefully I've fixed it so if this does cut out or I do freeze or something, I should be able to just come back on and not have to just end the stream as well. So if that does happen, please bear with me. If that ends up not being the case, you'll know because you won't be able to write anything in the chat anymore. Roger Lewis, PM announcement today. What does it mean for the Floral? Well, if you have a read of the actual terms that the Prime Minister has set out for indoor performances from the beginning of August, we still have to. So the actors need to maintain social distancing. They are not allowed to sing at each other. Every single person needs to be singing towards the audience. If they do have to sing directly to each other, there needs to be a screen in front. It also means that the audiences need to social distance as well currently. So at the moment, for the Floral, it's to be determined. Obviously, it's only just come out today, and nobody kind of had an idea on it. Hopefully, we should have some answers for you guys at the next quiz, or if it's urgent, I will send out an email. But at the moment, it's all a bit up in the air, so we'll see. There needs to be a few conversations happening, but it kind of caught everybody off guard, really, that comment. But yeah, I still think it's a bit stupid allowing performances to go ahead, but no singing at each other. I think it's mainly for musicians. I think that's the point of it. It's mainly meant for musicians. But we'll see. We'll, like always, as soon as we know what we're going to do, we will, of course, let you guys know. So we will go through the answers. Question number 1 was producers of the sequel to animated comedy film Chicken Run were accused of ageism after one of the original cast said they would not be invited back because their voice sounded too old. But who was it? It wasn't Mel Gibson. It wasn't Julia Sawalha. It was Jane Horrocks. Jane Horrocks. That's all right, Roger. You're welcome. Number 2. Archaeologists found the remains of a 2,000-year-old man during preparatory work for the construction of the HS2 high-speed rail line in England. But why do they think he could be a murder victim? Well, it wasn't because he was buried near a circular monument. It wasn't that he had sustained damage to the skull. It was because his hands were bound. His hands were bound. It was Julia. Do you know what? I thought it was Julia as well, to be honest. And then for some reason, it's come up saying it hasn't. I'm just going to double check this, Dave, because I think you're right. Yeah. Number 1, I'll do a, what are they called? A retractment. Question number 1, the answer was Julia Sawalha. It was not Jane. I do apologise. For some reason, it hadn't corrected it when I put it on. But it was Julia. Number 1 was Julia. And number 2 was his hands were bound. Number 3, whiskey brand Johnny Walker said it would trial the use of environmentally friendly packaging next year, but from which recyclable material did they say it would make the bottles from? It wasn't sugarcane. It wasn't seaweed. It was paper. They said that they'd make the bottles out of paper. It's going to be really interesting. I don't know how they're going to do that. But time will tell. We will see. Dave, double points for me. Oh, I don't know. Half points for even having the audacity to ask.
Question number 4. Well, scientists in the UK said they had developed a template for a coronavirus treatment using antibodies from the blood of which animals? It wasn't the pangolins. It wasn't bats. It was llamas. Out of all of them, it was llamas. How strange. And number 5. Analysts of birth rates cited projections almost every country's populations would shrink by the year 2100. Some 23 nations are expected to see their populations halve in that time, but which is not among them? Japan was among them. Italy was among them. The country that wasn't was China. I don't think that's much of a surprise to anybody. The answer was China. So, 5 out of 5. How many did we get? Let's find out. Pop your scores in the chat. We'll see. Nope, Mum and Steve got 5. Anna 5. Jackie's 3. Dave 5. Emma, when you do it, is it you and Danny, or do you do it separately? So I'm curious to know. For this time, I think it was because whiskey is not my drink of choice. Oh no, I love a whiskey. Where's the donkey? Roger 4. Just to let everyone know before you finish, Catherine is in hospital. Not sure what's wrong, but we'll keep you posted. Yeah, please do, Carol. Please let us know. Hope she's all right. Was quizzing and eating curry at the same time, so scores are 6, 7, and then 2. 2 on that round. That's poor Marie. Although you were multitasking, so I suppose we can let you off. Food over quiz, definitely. No Danny today, although normally much help. General knowledge is not his strong point. Do you know what? I might do like a sound round for him, see how he does on that one. Right, we will move on to the next round. This round is a picture round. I am going to show you a picture of some celebrities. They will have a clue underneath them on who they are. You have to tell me who that person is. Yeah, I kind of figured you meant not much help. Never mind the donkey. So, oh, what have we? I've got new software. I can't be adding photos now. Oh, it's the owl again. Last time I tried to add the owl, then it all went wrong, so I'm just going to leave it and everything's just going to stay fine. So yeah, your picture round. I'm going to show you pictures of celebrities when they were younger, and you have to tell me who the celebrities are. I've tried to make it easier for you by adding clues at the bottom. So let's see how this goes. And before anybody asks, yes, that is me. Number 1. Some might say this blonde is looking rather legal. Some might say this blonde is looking rather legal. Who is that? The t-shirt might be a bit of a giveaway. Number 2. This single lady will run the world. This single lady will run the world. Who is that? Number 3. He'd grow up to sing in high school and a circus. He'd grow up to sing in high school and a circus. I hope I don't have to explain some of my clues. I've tried to make them quite easy. This guy would grow up to sing in high school and a circus. Right, number 4. Never mind, she'll find someone like you. Never mind, she'll find someone like you. Name the celebrity. Number 5. Don't cry a river for him. He's just a troll. Don't cry a river for him. He's just a troll. If anybody's got grandkids, might know that last clue. That last part of the clue. Kids. Young people around. Number 6. He cares for people in the US. And obviously we're looking for the kid. Don't want to know who the older person is. But he cares for people in the US. Number 7. It will take a great detective to work this one out, and maybe a Watson. It will take a great detective to work this one out, and maybe a Watson. Obviously, don't mind about spelling. Number 8. How can a doctor be Batman and a casino robber? How can a doctor be Batman and a casino robber? Number 9. Only the good die young. Number 9 was only the good die young. And number 10. He could be automatic, systematic, hydromatic. Why, he could be grease lightning. He could be automatic, systematic, hydromatic. Why, he could be greased lightning. Right. Does anybody want to see any of them again? Anybody want to see any of the McGarity repeats? If not, we'll go through the answers. Doesn't seem like it. No. Go through the answers then. So number 1 was Reese Witherspoon. Obviously starred in Legally Blonde. Reese Witherspoon. You're going to tell me how bad my clues were now. Reese Witherspoon. Number 2 was Beyonce Knowles, or Beyonce. Because, you know, 2 songs, Single Lady, Who Run the World. Number 3 was Zac Efron, because he sung in High School Musical and Greatest Showman. Number 3 was Zac Efron. Number 4. Oh, I think this one's fairly obvious. It was Adele. Missing 2 front teeth. Was it 3? Don't even know. There's quite a few. Never mind, because she'll find someone like you. Adele, number 5, was Justin Timberlake. Obviously, he starred in the movie Trolls, and he had a song called Cry a River. Cry Me a River? Cry Me a River. Number 5 was Justin Timberlake. Number 6 is Barack Obama. Obamacare, United States. Number 7 is Benedict Cumberbatch. So obviously he starred as Sherlock Holmes. Benedict Cumberbatch. Still looks exactly the same if you ask me. Number 8, George Clooney. I think that one was fairly obvious. George Clooney. Number 9 is Freddie Mercury. Number 9 is Freddie Mercury. And the last one was number 10 is John Travolta. Let me know how you got on. Pop your scores in the chat again. Let's see how you did. I'm expecting some 10 out of 10s on this one. Missed answer number 1. Answer number 1 was Reese Witherspoon. Reese Witherspoon, answer number 1. And a 10. Yeah, I thought so. Oh, it's official. Leeds United are back in the Premier League. That'd be good. Dave, 9. Great score, Dave. Yeah, Mum and Steve, 10. Carol, 8. 8 still a great score. Marie, 10. I think that one was a fairly easy round. Roger 8. Great score again. Jan 9. Jack 9. Okay, we'll move on to the last round. Now, this round's a bit different. It's called Missing Link. So, there are 10 questions in this round. 9 questions are just normal general knowledge. But each answer has an overall link with something. And your 10th question is, what do all these answers have in common? I hope that makes sense. When you see it, you'll get it. So, 9 questions are just general knowledge. Your last question is, what is the link? Yeah, yes, yeah, Bevan Steve, you're right. It has gone 8 and I am still on, which proves that it's worked. Just fingers crossed it doesn't go off on the last round. So, 9 questions. They all have a link. Your 10th question is find the link. I will say you can get the link just by knowing 2 answers. You don't need to have them all. But then once you have the link, you'll be able to answer the other questions as well. So, what I will say is, question 10, the link, what is the link? You have to, we're going on the honour system here, you have to lock in your answer and you can't add an answer once we start going through the answers, because then you'll get, oh, it's that, of course, write it down and put it in. So you can't do that. Question number 10 is worth 30 points if you get it right. So in total, you can get 39 points this round. So every answer has a link. They're all connected. What is the link? We'll go through it. Question number 1. I will say the questions are quite hard, which is why I said you can actually do this with 2. You only need to know 2 question answers, and you can pretty much guess the link. So, number 1. Who shared the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize with F.W. de Klerk? Question number 1. Who shared the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize with F.W. de Klerk? Number 2. In Greek mythology, who was cursed to know the future, but never have anybody believe her? In Greek mythology, who was cursed to know the future, but never have anybody believe her? Number 3. Which children's TV series, starring Clive Dunn, shared its name with his number 1 song from the 70s? Which children's TV series, starring Clive Dunn, shared its name with his number 1 song from the 70s? Number 4. Which comedy movie starred Kevin Kline as an actor who has to permanently impersonate the president? Which comedy movie starred Kevin Kline as an actor who has to permanently impersonate the president? Number 5. In which film did George Clooney play Bruce Wayne? Number 5. In which film did George Clooney play Bruce Wayne? Number 6. Whose most famous role was wearing a deerskin bikini in 1 million years BC? Whose most famous role was wearing a deerskin bikini in 1 million years BC? Number 7. Which actor's breakthrough role was in Band of Brothers and also played Nicholas Brody in Homeland? Number 7. Which actor's breakthrough role was in Band of Brothers and also played Nicholas Brody in Homeland? Number 8. What was the name of Roy Rogers' horse? What was the name of Roy Rogers' horse? Number 9. Which singer's real name is Elizabeth Grant is best known for the songs Video Games and Born to Die? Which singer's real name, Elizabeth Grant, is best known for the songs Video Games and Born to Die? And your last question is, obviously, what links the previous 9 answers? So I'll give you a few minutes to think about that. But like I said, if you answer 2 of them, you get 2 of them, and you know what the link is, you should be able to fill in the rest. So what links the previous 9 answers? Does anybody want to see any of those questions again? Two and 4. Sure. There you go. So 2 was in Greek mythology, who was cursed to know the future, but never have anybody believe him. And 4 was, which comedy movie starred Kevin Kline as an actor who has to permanently impersonate the president? Any more for any more? Does anybody need a bit more time to work out what links them, or is everybody happy to go through the answers? Right. I think we'll go through the answers. Dave thinks he has the link. So we'll go through the answers. When we're going through them, you'll hear the answers and you'll think, yeah, of course it is. So, number 1. Who shared the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize with F.W. de Klerk? It was Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela won the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize. Number 2. In Greek mythology, who was cursed to know the future but never have anybody believe her? It was Cassandra. Cassandra was cursed to know the future. Number 3. I think I got it at question 2. That's quite impressive, Janet. Which children's TV series starring Clive Dunn shared its name with his number 1 song from the 70s? That was Grandad. Some of you are thinking, oh, it's clicking now. Which comedy movie starred Kevin Kline as an actor who has to permanently impersonate the president? It's Dave. Which film did George Clooney play Bruce Wayne? That was Batman and Robin. Number 6. Whose most famous role was wearing a deerskin bikini in 1 million years BC? It was Raquel Welch. Raquel Welch. 7. Which actor's breakthrough role was in Band of Brothers and also played Nicholas Brody in Homeland? It was Damian Lewis. What was the name of Roy Rogers' horse? I think this one was probably the biggest giveaway for what links them. It was Trigger. And this one was probably the hardest. Which singer's real name, Elizabeth Grant, is best known for the songs Video Games and Born to Die? It was Lana Del Rey. And what links the previous 9 answers for a massive 30 points is Only Fools and Horses. Only Fools and Horses. So I'll go through it. So Nelson Mandela was obviously the apartment block they lived on. Cassandra was Rodney's girlfriend, Grandad. Rodney always used to get called Dave. They dress up as Batman and Robin. Raquel was obviously Raquel. Damian Lewis was the son Damian. Everybody, I think, got Trigger. And Lana Del Rey. So the answer, number 10 for a massive 30 points, was Only Fools and Horses. Jackie Meadows, 37. Brilliant. What did we all think to that round as well? Did we all like that? Was it quite good? Took me ages working out all the questions for it, honestly. 36, Dave. Brilliant. Did you do the trick of, did you click it with, like, you knew that it was Only Fools and Horses and then started filling in the blanks? Or did you just know them already? Roger, 37. Total 59. Yeah, add up your totals as well. Get them in there. There you are. Let's go back to that so I can see things properly. Oh, I don't think that's gone through. No, it has. Listen, Brill, good fun, Dave. No. Emma, how have you never watched Only Fools and Horses, Emma? Oh, that's disappointing. 36, 37 has only put Batman, not Batman and Robin. Emma, you need to watch Only Fools and Horses. It's a classic. Rodney and Del Boy. Yes, after Raquel Welch. Yeah. Whoa, 39. Love and Steve, you got more right. Carol's 64 in total. See, that 30, it adds quite a lot to his scores. I think, actually, yeah, that was quite good for me. 64 in total. A couple of 64s coming in. A lot of people are saying they worked it out after about 2 or 3 questions. Maybe I should have made it harder. Oh, before we go as well, I just want to say, I've had a mind blank. What was I going to say? Oh, that was it. Happy birthday to Jean, my step grandma. It's her birthday tomorrow. Obviously, won't reveal her age on the internet. I think that's quite bad, but I know you're watching, so happy birthday for tomorrow. So what have we got? 64 in total, 64 to 61, 61, 61. A lot of people are getting very similar scores. But yeah, we've actually made it to the end of a quiz for once. It's only taken technically a month. But thanks for everybody sticking around and coming on. Hope you all enjoyed it. We are still going to carry on doing these. So yeah, thank you all for coming on. Hope you enjoyed it. We managed to do the whole quiz. Turned out great. Wow, Jackie, it was your mum's 100th birthday yesterday. That's amazing. Wow. I've always wanted to know what like one of the letters from the Queen looks like. You'll have to take a picture and show me it next time we're in. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, right. On that note then, I think I'll end it. Again, thank you all for coming on. As soon, like I said, as soon as we know what's going on with the Floral, I will definitely keep you up to date. I think next week is going to be quite a big decision week. But nothing might be set in stone then, so please bear with us on that. But like I said, as soon as I know, we know, you'll know. But yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Take care, stay safe, then maybe try and go out a bit more, see if you can. Be interesting to hear what you guys get up to. Dave wants a donkey next week. Dave will make sure